today I'm going to catch some shadows. Hello, my name's Helen and welcome to my channel. And each week I share a video showing some of the art, craft and creativity in my world. This morning I've been having my cup of tea outside in the garden. As you can see, it's a beautiful, beautiful morning. We're still quite early here. And I was reminded of a project that I did a few years ago, which is just to catch some botanical shadows in the garden. And I had created some little concertinas. As always, I like my concertinas. But this is just catching the shadow of them, and I really like the graphic nature of the simple shapes on the painted background. So I thought this morning I would just catch some more shadows and show you the process and hopefully inspire you to catch your own shadows. So my materials are very simple. I have literally just got a piece of paper here. This is actually wallpaper, lining paper, and I happen just to have a strip of this. It's probably same sort of time that I was doing these papers, so it fits in nicely with the little books that I've got. It's just got a wash of paint on it. There's a bit of splattering of paint on the other side. I've got a piece of cardboard, so I've just clipped it to some cardboard to give me some support. And I've got a little pot of drawing ink and a brush. And when I finish my cup of tea, I'm going to catch some shadows. So the nice thing about having it on the cardboard is that you can rotate your shadow, place it wherever you would like. So I'm quite liking something in the corner over here. So let's see how it goes. I think I might move that a little bit closer. I should have really brought a tray out or something. So they're not going to be perfect, and obviously my brush is quite a chunky brush, so I'm not going to get the details of the leaves, but I'm going to get some of the placement of them. Quite like that there. Don't really want too much dripping, so I'm going to have to be a bit careful. And the shadows will move as well as you paint, and you can refine these as you go. It's kind of just a fun way. See, there's a spider coming along there now. Right, let's replace that there. You're then going here. And I've got another one here. Okay. So I think that kind of is going to be my first shadow. Let's go and find another one. So I'm going to try and capture some of these chives. So I'm having to place the board behind the pot, and the sage is boinging it away. I've also refined my kit here, so I've now got a tray and I've got a finer brush. Trick is I went to sit on that side, and of course I'm creating my own shadows, so you do obviously need to stay out of, creating your own shadow. So I'm not going to do all of these chives, but I'm just going to do a few chives behind here. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to have to be careful because as soon as I touch the board, it's all going to change. And you can have a bit of poetic license here. You know, things don't have to be in exactly the same place. So I've just got some lines and some spiky sort of blobs. Which are the chives. Just have another one in there. And also the nice thing about working on a piece of cardboard like this is I can clip the paper on in different orientations, so it doesn't all have to be up the same way. So I can have other elements coming in from the top and from different directions. So let's have a look at that. What does that look like? There's some chives behind. I think I might be refining the edges of that one. This one's a tricky one. So I've got some lavender. Now the wind's beginning to blow it. So it is better to do this on a still day, if you can. And of course, unless you've got the paper on the ground, you're going to be moving as well. But that's fine. Adds to the more abstract nature of your botanicals. Oops, I've just moved it by trying to load up my ink. Let's get you back in place. Okay, so your one here. So you don't have to know what they don't have to be recognisable as particular plants. It's just kind of just a fun thing to do. This is one that I can do on the ground here. So I've got my cardboard on the lawn. I don't really do grassy lawns. I do green spaces. And they're not dandelions, but they're dandelion type flowers. I need to ask our botanist friend what they are, or look them up even. So also because I've got quite a long bristled brush, it's more of a rigger brush. It's less controllable without my hand resting on something. So my lines are more wobbly, the more tentative I am. So you have to go in quite determined, positive. Shall we go for that one? All the way up there. Just got some blobs on the end. Oopsie, and I've got a bit of splatter, but that's okay, I don't mind. It all adds to the texture of it. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one. So that's kind of what I've got so far. I need some darker shapes coming in at some stage. Don't quite know where, but yeah, it's coming along. So I found these ones are going to be difficult to hold. So I found these leaves here, and I kind of want to frame this corner a bit. Maybe my clip there. And so I think I'm just going to, just see how I go. Let's try. I might even going to put my ink right down there, so it's kind of where I can easily top up. Okay, let's go for it. I'm getting stuck in the peony. I'll hold you there. So I kind of like you here as a bigger. The other one. There's a bigger blob here. Maybe another little bit here. So these again are going to be needing to be refined. I kind of just wanted a little bit more shape on the edge, dark on the edge. Okay. Let's just refine this one a little bit more. And again, with a rigger brush, I haven't got much control. So am I actually making it better or worse? Huh? Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Right here on the grass next to me. Let's see. Now these plants here, which I'm just going to fill in the bottom. I don't think I'm going to do all of the grass. But these have got nice defined leaf shapes, a bit more. decided to add some grass on top of this as well. Just because I like the crisscross nature of it. And the randomness of the grass. Okay. So I'm quite liking this one coming in from the corner here, just to give a little bit more grounding to this corner. So got a big shape here. Oh, this is a real wobbly one. Let's get you lined up again. That is so tricky to keep everything still. I don't know whether you can see all the hoverflies and everything from around this one. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Do I want to fill in this bit at the top here or just leave it? I quite like that empty space there. I might put some more grass here. But I think I'm nearly there. Okay, so I'm back in from the garden and I've got my piece of paper which is nicely dry, and I'm going to fold it into a concertina. I've had a dig around in my packs of paper underneath my desk here, and I've come across this piece which is slightly thicker paper, so I'm going to use that for the background. So on the original concertinas I've got a little bit of a firmer cover added to it, so it's just literally a piece of card that I've stuck on to the front and the back. So I'm just going to add a cover on the front and back there. So let's get folding. I'm just going to fold it into a concertina. It's only going to be a 4-fold concertina, this one, but that's fine. So I'm just going to fold in the middle and then back on itself. And back on itself. So it's just going to be a very simple little book that just opens and closes like that. And then I'm just going to put a piece of over this just to add a little something on the front. I think I'm probably going to just use that strip there. I don't think I want the blue showing, although I could have that one. Yeah, let's have a little bit of blue. So it's going to I'm going to cut it a little bit bigger than what I need it to. Am I going to get two? No, I'm not going to get two on here. So I'm going to have, one's going to go one way and one's going to go the other. So that's fine. That's fine. So let's just mark that. So if I cut it a little bit bigger, I've got room to trim. So I'm going to cut a strip, and then the other one is going to go that way. So that's fine. So let's not get my head in the way and line you up. And just cut a strip off of here. You could of course use anything just to reinforce the front, or you could use nothing and just have it as a paper concertina. That's absolutely fine. I lost my knife for a minute there. Okay, so that's going to be one. I can't get to that way. Look at that. Yes, I can. So I'm going to just cut along there. So that's that one there. Before I cut it, I'm just going to make sure. Yep, that's right. Okay, so those can go back in my stash. These are what I'm going to have for the covers. So I think I'm going to have that one that way. Yeah, and then I can trim those edges. And yeah, so I'm going to be trimming the white off of both of these. And that's fine. Right, let's get a glue mat out and some glue. So I'm just going to put some glue on here. So this is just my pot of PVA glue. You can use whatever glue you want, whatever you've got. Whatever you can find. So that's going to be the front. So I want it to kind of yellow, so I'm going to be trimming those edges off there. I tried to find some more orange, but I couldn't find the orange, but never mind. I must have used it all up. I really like the zingy citrus of the orange and green. It's really fresh and zingy. But I didn't have any. So this project would be a very lovely one to do if if you have children in your life, grandchildren, or nieces and nephews, very, very effective, easy thing to do on a nice hot summer's day or a sunny day. Okay, so that's going to open like that. I am just going to trim the edges off. I'm going to pop this in water. So I'm just going to trim the excess off of this cover. There's a little bit of excess on there. I haven't quite got it square. But is it because the paper underneath wasn't square, because that's actually a torn edge? And then this one has got the fold, so I'm going to have to be careful trimming this, because I don't want to cut through the fold. I want to retain the fold of the concertina. Okay, so that's that. And I'll just do the same again with this. So that needs trimming now. And the folded edge carefully just needs trimming to the folded edge. Okay. Right. So that's what I have. I haven't really refined any of these since coming in from the garden. I haven't touched them at all. This is just as they were. I could go and do some more on the back there, but yeah, just a little concertina with some garden shadows, and I think they're really lovely and very colourful. So I've now got a collection of 3. And they all kind of tie in, don't they? Because they've all got green insides, so that's quite nice. But yeah, this is the one I did this morning. So yeah, they're all using lining paper, so wallpaper. You could use any paper you wanted to. You could quite happily use cartridge paper or drawing paper, but lining paper is a little bit firmer, a little bit stiffer. And they're all with just drawing ink. So I have a bottle of drawing ink, and yeah, I think they're lovely. I like the bold graphic nature of them. But yeah, you could add words to them if you wanted to, or just leave them as this. So there we are. There's a very simple. So there we are, there's a very fun and simple project to do on a sunny day. Just go out and catch some shadows and see where it takes you. But yeah, I really like these. But then I do love a little book. I love my little concertinas. So that's it for another week. Thank you again so much for watching, for liking and subscribing. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. It does help the YouTube algorithm send out my videos to other people who may find this content useful, interesting, entertaining, or of value. So as always, thanks again for watching and happy creating. And until next time, bye for now.